Very good morning, friends. I am Mr. Chalian, the Faculty of Geography. So today, my dear friends, we'll be discussing about a very small topic, but still a very important topic. We call them as what? Season cycle. When I say season cycle, my dear friends, first and foremost, I should understand what exactly is a season. Maybe, for example, I'll take it by example. What are the four popular seasons we have? Summer, winter, spring, and autumn. Right? When I put it in the cyclical order, since I said it is a cycle, you can start from anywhere. Say, for example, I'll start with a very beautiful season called as what? Spring. Spring is followed by summer. Summer is followed by autumn. Autumn is followed by winter. Winter is again followed by what? Spring. It's a cycle. Now, in that way, I should understand what exactly is summer, what is winter. First, we'll try to understand what is summer and winter. Then we'll talk about the reasons for season. Why exactly we have this season cycles? Why do we have experiencing summer? Why we experience winter and so on? We'll try to understand it. In that way, if I just somewhere talk about summer, my dear friends, what exactly is a summer? See, what we are experiencing nowadays is summer. So, what is the defining character of summer? Yes, summer is known for longer days. Summer is known for warmer days. It is very warm. It is very hot. The length of the day is also more. Right. For example, sun rises before 6 a.m. Sun sets after 6 p.m. The length of the day is more than the night. Somewhere I understand both are the defining character of summer. But if at all, if you're just giving me a task of picking up only one, say for example, longer days versus warmer days, which one you will choose, which is most defining character of summer, my dear friends? Without any doubt, I'll be going for what? Longer days. Why longer days and not warmer days? I'm not denying. I'm not saying that summers are not warm. No. What is the most defining character? Somewhere I'm just selecting one. Why? Because see, there is one place on earth called as equator or an equatorial region. To be very precise, right at equator. Any day you put yourself in equator, the length of the day will be 12 hours, the length of the night will be 12 hours. It means there is no difference when it comes to the length of the day and night during the different parts of the year or the different segments of the year, whatever you call it as. But still, if you ask me what exactly is the temperature in equatorial region, throughout the year, warm condition, hot and humid climatic condition. If that is the case, equatorial region experience warm condition throughout the year. But what about the length of the day? Same. That's the reason, my difference. Equator, somewhere we know, this is the only place on earth which do not experience what season cycle. That is warm. But there is no difference in what? The length of the day and night. Okay. That's the reason we say there is no season cycle in what? Equator. So let me conclude, my difference. The longer days, you call them as what? Summer. Right? On the other hand, if the length of night is more than the day, you call them as what? Winter. So put it very simple. Longer days, I call them as what? Summer. Shorter days, I call them as what? Winters. See, when I say shorter days, automatically it means what? Longer night. Either way, I can call it as. Either you take the reference as the word longer coming in both the segments. Maybe I'll put it this way. Summer means longer days. Winter means longer nights. Or I can also say summer means longer days, winter means, say for example, shorter days. Both way I can take it. So, my dear friends, we have a basic understanding that summer is known for longer days and winter is known for shorter days. This is one basic understanding. Now comes the question, okay, fine, I understand what exactly is a season. Summer is longer days and winter is longer nights, whatever it is the case. Now comes the question, what exactly is the reason for season? Right? Reason for season. When I say reason for season, my difference, somewhere I'm just talking about the causative factor. Why exactly we are having that season cycle? Okay. What is the reason if you ask me? I'll tell you, then I'll explain. Number one, my difference, the tilt of the earth. See, I know the fact that earth is rotating, earth is revolving, but with the tilted axis. Right? The rotation or the axis of rotation is not perpendicular to the, say, for example, orbital plane. Somewhere it is inclined, somewhere it is tilted. And if you ask me what exactly is the angle by which it is tilted by 23.5 degree. My dear friends, I am using this word called as by. I'm not saying that what angle it makes with orbital plane. No. The examiner is asking you what angle it makes with orbital plane, then it is 66.5 degree. But by what angle the axial plane is tilted, if they're asking, it is 23.5 degree. The tilt is the one which is the primary reason for causing what season cycle. And I'm integrating by this word called as and. What is the significance of and? I'll tell you, my difference. Number two, tilt and revolution of Earth. So what exactly happens here? See, for example, Earth is tilted. Because Earth is tilted, northern hemisphere at one point of time is getting tilted towards the sun. It is getting more exposed towards the sun. When northern hemisphere is getting exposed towards the sun, southern hemisphere is somewhere facing away from the sun. Always there is a compensation, my dear friends. Always there is a compensation between the hemisphere. If northern hemisphere experience summer, it will be at the cost of southern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere will be experiencing what? Winters. Okay. 6 months from then, slowly, steadily, Earth is revolving, 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 and revolving. Now, northern hemisphere faces away from the sun. Southern hemisphere faces towards the sun. That is what somewhere you can see in this image. As I said, right? See, northern hemisphere is facing towards the sun. I call them as what? Summers of northern hemisphere, right? Here, southern hemisphere is facing the sun, so that northern hemisphere will be facing away from the sun. Then this season we call them as what? The winters of northern hemisphere. So what exactly is the reason for season? Number one, it is tilt of the earth, tilt, right? And my dear friends, and see, tilt is the one which is making the different hemisphere to get tilted either towards the sun or away from the sun. And tilt and revolution. From summer, what is making the northern hemisphere to experience winter is revolution. Am I right? My dear friends, what is the meaning of this and if you ask me? And means both. It is not tilt or revolution. Both. It is tilt and revolution. Okay. Assume that only tilt is there, but no revolution. There is no season cycle. Assume Earth is revolving, but there is no tilt. Then also you will not experience what? Season cycle. So both are needed. Both are needed. Whenever and comes in, my difference, both has to be taken into consideration. Right? So first and foremost, if you ask me, what exactly is a season? Put it very simple. Basic definition. The temporal variation in the length of day and night. Or simply you can say, the variation in the length of day and night during the different parts of the year is called as seasons. I repeat again, I said the variations in the length of day and night during the different parts of the year, you call them as what? Season. Right? What is a season? We have defined it. And what is the reason for season, my dear friends? Both are very important. Tilt of the earth along with the tilt, my dear friends, it is revolution. Both are equally important. Fine. So what is the season? We have taken it. Now see, I'm just giving you, say for example, representing an image here. Normally we say diagram speaks more than 1,000 words. This particular diagram speaks millions of words. Now what exactly I'm just trying to show you here? I'm just bringing four very important days of a season. See, it doesn't mean that these are the only 4 days, right, of a season as such. No. They are very important days of a season. For example, I'm just bringing you 4 days. One is June 21st, my dear friends. Add another 3 months, approximately September 23rd. Add another 3 months, approximately December 22nd. Add another 3 months, March 21st. So, every, say, for example, the significant days, if I just take it, approximately you add 3 months to it. Only one June 21st I have to remember, right? If I add, say, for example, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, and 3 months, what I get is what? The specific days as such, somewhere I just get it. Okay. Now here, my dear friends, all the 4 days what I have brought in, they are very important days of a respective season. For example, this June 21st is very popularly called as summer solstice. It is called as summer solstice. Now see, when I talk about summer solstice, what is the solstice? Whenever I have a maximum tilt of Earth, either towards or away from the sun, you call them as what? Solstice. Solstice is the day when the sun's vertical rays will be reaching the maximum possible latitude. You call them as a solstice. Or simply I can say they are the peak day of the respective season. Peak day. Peak day of the respective season. Right? When I say summer solstice means it is a peak summer day. That's the meaning. Now comes the question. June 21st is very popularly called as summer solstice. Accepted, yes, it is called as summer solstice. But the question is, does this earth experience solstice together? Sorry, excuse me, summer together. It means both the hemisphere does it experience summer together if you ask me? No. Always there is a compensation. If northern hemisphere experience summer, the southern hemisphere will experience what? Winter. Then comes the question, why June 21st you call them as what? Summer solstice. Reason is very simple. Any reference in geography, ordinarily, the reference hemisphere is northern hemisphere. It means why? Very simple, because when I talk about two-thirds of the land, my dear friends, two-thirds of land is confined to what? Northern hemisphere. Not only say, for example, two-thirds of the land being confined to the northern hemisphere, nearly 80% of habitable land or inhabitable land, where exactly people can live, it is again confined to what? Northern hemisphere. More than everything, 90% of population, right? 90% of population is confined to what? Northern hemisphere. Simple reason. India and China is there in which hemisphere? Northern hemisphere. Over. Okay. Nearly say, for example, 35, 36% of the world population is over. Okay. Whatever it is the case, right? 90% of the global population is confined to what? Northern hemisphere. That's the reason. Be it land distribution or the inhabitable land distribution or the confinement of the population. It is Northern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere is more water dominated sphere. Okay. Right, my difference. So that's the reason normally, unless and until it is specifically mentioned about southern hemisphere, then by default I should consider that the reference hemisphere is what? Northern hemisphere. Okay. In that way, June 21st is called as summer solstice. Summer solstice. Okay. Very important day. June 21st is very important day. Very important day. Geographically, it is important. Culturally, it is important. Emotionally, it is important. All right. When talk about geographically, why exactly June 21st is so important? Because I know it is summer solstice day. Culturally, why it is important? Because I know it is International Day of Yoga. Emotionally, why it is important? International Father's Day. Not every year. Some of the year it will be occurring on June 21st. Right? Very recently we have celebrated International Mother's Day. But let me tell you, my dear friends, we do have a day for fathers. Do celebrate poor fathers. Okay, right. Okay, whatever it is the case, now somewhere coming year, June 21st is a very important day. I have to remember, or somewhere I have to understand that what exactly happens on June 21st. I'm telling you, if you can somewhere remember what happens on June 21st, that too in Northern Hemisphere, right? Only June 21st, Northern Hemisphere alone, if I can remember, automatically I can remember what happens on June 21st, Southern Hemisphere. I can remember what happens on December 22nd, Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere, everything I can remember. Okay. So it means if at all, if I have to remember, I have to remember about this June 21st, Northern Hemisphere alone. Okay. I'll tell you significance of each and every, say, for example, day. I'll just tell you, right? But our major focus will be revolving around this summer solstice. I repeat again, my dear friends, see, if June 21st is called as summer solstice, right? What is the name you will give it for December 22nd? If you ask me, I will call it as what? Winter solstice. Winter solstice. And let me tell you, if examiner is simply saying that summer solstice means he's talking about June 21st. But if examiner specifically mentions summer solstice of southern hemisphere, then they are not mentioning about June 21st. Rather, they are mentioning about what? December 22nd. Because when I talk about winter solstice, in general, winter solstice is December 22nd. Okay, accepted. Right? When it is peak winter day of northern hemisphere, I should also understand it will be a peak summer day of southern hemisphere. The examiner specifically mentions that he is talking about summer solstice of southern hemisphere, then it is not June 21st, it is December 22nd. I repeat again, very important clarification or a point that has to be made here. If hemisphere is not mentioned, default hemisphere will be northern hemisphere. If hemisphere is mentioned, you have to apply your mind and knowledge to check that what exactly happens on this day, whether the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere will be experiencing summer or winter together. See, take our own example. If we experience summer, southern hemisphere will experience winter. India and Australia will never experience same season together. Always there is a trade-off. If India experience summer, Australia will be experiencing what? Winter. Because India is there in northern hemisphere, Australia is there in what? Southern hemisphere. Okay, right. Now, having said this, my dear friends, having said this, see here, you find a very small thin line here. Very thin line. This very thin line, we call them as what? Circle of illumination. You may argue, what is this? You are calling it as a circle and you are showing us a dotted line. My dear friends, orientation. Somewhere you are seeing from what? A side angle. Twist it, turn it 90 degree. What you will be seeing is what? A circle. Okay, right. Now see, Arctic circle, Antarctic circle, everything is a circle. But what I am seeing in this image is just a line. Okay, orientation, right? Projection differs. Okay, this you call them as what? Circle of illumination. Circle of illumination is the one which divides the day part of the earth and the night part of the earth. Am I right? So whenever a place surpasses the circle of illumination, whether the sunrise or either the sunrise or sunset will take place. Okay. Now here, my dear friends, you'll be understanding very keenly if you look at it. Any place if you take in northern hemisphere, the different lines what you are seeing here, this is equator. This is your Tropic of Cancer. This is your Tropic of Capricorn, right? This is your Arctic Circle, 66.5 degree north. This is your Antarctic Circle. And see, my dear friends, all these latitudes are directly related with the tilt of the earth. For example, what is the tilt of the earth? By what angle the earth is tilted? 23.5 degree. What is Tropic of Cancer? 23.5 degree north of equator. What is Tropic of Capricorn? 23.5 degree south of equator. What is Arctic Circle? 23.5 degree away from the poles or North Pole. What is Antarctic Circle? 23.5 degree away from the South Pole. So all these latitudes are directly associated with the tilt. Tomorrow, if Earth would have been tilted by 40, tomorrow, assuming that, right? Earth is getting tilted by 45 degree, then your Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle will be the same line. I've given you a sentence, right? Statement, right? Think about it. You'll try, somewhere you'll understand it. Okay. Now, my dear friends, June 21st is very, very important, right? So, the basic facts about June 21st, my dear friends. And one more thing, all these arrow marks, what I'm showing here, these are nothing but what? Sun's vertical rays. We call them as what? Sun's vertical rays. Okay. We call them as a sun's vertical rays. What is sun's vertical rays? See, normally, nowadays, different parts of the peninsular part of India will be experiencing a phenomena called a zero shadow phenomena. Somewhere, local time will be 12 p.m. No, sun will be exactly above your head. You place some object outside, you will not find a shadow of this object falling in the ground. Why exactly that happens? Because exactly above your head, sun is located. Okay, it means one object you take it all sides of the, say for example, object, you'll be having this sunlight falling and it will not allow the shadow to fall in the ground itself. Now, the zero shadow phenomena exactly overlaps with the sun's vertical rays. Vertical rays means what? If I'm just taking the surface, somewhere if I'm just say for example taking the surface of the earth, my dear friends, assume that say for example this is the surface of the earth. Okay, surface of the earth, right? Somewhere, if I just take this as surface of the earth, and if at all, if the sun's vertical ray somewhere, right, if the sun's angle, right, falls and makes an angle of 90 degree, right, it makes an angle of 90 degree, my dear friends. Assume that sun is exactly placed above your head, right? Assume this is your sun. Okay. If it makes an angle of 90 degree, this is what we call them as what? Vertical sun's rays. You call them as what? Vertical sun's rays. And my dear friends, the sun's vertical rays on June 21st falls over Tropic of Cancer. And this Tropic of Cancer is the northernmost limit for sun's vertical rays. It means beyond the Tropic of Cancer, never you can see sun's vertical rays. Never you can see the sun's vertical rays. It means, say for example, normally we have a notion that whenever somebody is asking what exactly is a noon, we'll say that noon means sun above my head. Noon means at sun position. No, it's not the case. If you ask me what exactly is a noon I will say that sun at zenith position. The maximum height what can sun can climb in the sky, that's what you call them as what? Noon. Not necessarily that everywhere noon means sun will be above your head. Because sun getting placed above your head itself is somewhere. The northernmost limit what exactly this phenomena, where exactly this phenomena can take place is only Tropic of Cancer. Right? And similarly, if you ask me what is the southernmost limit where sun's vertical rays can fall, it is over Tropic of Capricorn. Am I right, my dear friends? So, sun's vertical rays, where exactly the sun's vertical rays can fall, only between Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, and that too, my dear friends, not every day of the year. Any place which is located between Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, sun's vertical rays will be falling twice a year. One, when the sun's vertical rays is moving towards Tropic of Cancer once and towards Tropic of Capricorn twice. Okay, only 2 days, right? All the places. See, that's what the region that lies between Tropic of Cancer to Capricorn, very popularly we call them as what? Tropical region. So, sun's vertical rays, I repeat again, my dear friends, it is possible only in tropical region. Tropic to tropic, you call them as what? Tropical region. Okay, so any place which is located between this Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, it will experience the sun's vertical rays only twice a year. But there is an exception. The places which is exactly located either over Tropic of Cancer or Capricorn, they'll experience only once a day. For example, Indian example, I can take it Bhopal for that case. Udaipur, not the Udaipur of Rajasthan, Udaipur of Tripura. Tripura also you have one Udaipur. Okay. When talk about these places, I understand these are the places which is located exactly above this Tropic of Cancer. So these places can experience sun's vertical rays only on what? June 21st, my dear friends. Okay, right. Now, having said this, sun's vertical rays, where exactly the sun's vertical rays can fall, we have an idea. And let me tell you, sun's vertical rays, the northernmost limit is Tropic of Cancer. Southernmost limit is Tropic of Capricorn. Beyond that, always you experience slanting sun's rays. Now, having said some of the very important facts, my dear friends, now I'll talk about some of the very important character of this June 21st. What exactly happens on June 21st as such? When talk about June 21st, as I said, you call them as what? Summer solstice. Again, my dear friends, if no hemisphere is mentioned, then June 21st will be the summer solstice, obviously for northern hemisphere. So where exactly the sun's vertical rays falls? Number one, very important point. The sun's vertical rays falls right over what? Tropic of Cancer. This is the northernmost limit where sun's vertical rays can fall. Beyond it, I cannot experience the sun's vertical rays. Okay, right. On June 21st, sun's vertical rays falls over Tropic of Cancer. Very carefully, if I look at it, see the circle of illumination. Very carefully, if I look at it, as I move north of equator, the length of the day slowly, steadily will increase. For example, if you're there at equator, the length of the day is 12 hours. If you're there at the Tropic of Cancer, my dear friends, the length of the day is 13.5 hours. The length of the day is 13.5 hours. The length of the night is 10.5 hours. Okay. But as I even say, for example, venture north, north and north, somewhere if I am reaching the place of Arctic region or Arctic circle and beyond it, what I experience is 24 hours of daylight. 24 hours. When I say we experience 24 hours of daylight, what is the meaning? It means sun is not setting. Sun do not comes below the horizon. Am I right? It means throughout, say for example, the day, entire 24 hours, the sun will be there in the sky. That's what, my dear friends, the sun will not set. Even during the midnight, sun will be there in the sky. That's what very popularly this Arctic region on this day experience a phenomena called as midnight sun. Experience a phenomena called as midnight sun. Means what? Even during the midnight, sun will be there in the sky. If you want to go to sleep, right, somewhere you have to look at the watch and you have to go to sleep. Even during the midnight, sun will be there in the sky. That's the idea. Now, my dear friends, Somewhere, see one thing, normally we know that, say for example, poles, once the sun rises, 6 months sun will be there in the sky. That is okay, but that is applicable, 6 months of continuous daylight is applicable only to a point called as pole. Okay, not the entire polar region. As I slightly move away from the pole, I'll be having somewhere, right, I'll be experiencing 5 months of continuous days. Further you move away from the poles, 4 months, 3 months, 2 months, I'm at few days. And if you're there in the outer margin of Arctic Circle, June 21st particularly, you'll be experiencing 24 hours of daylight. Right? If I experience 24 hours of daylight, it means I experience what? 0 hours of night. I repeat again. That's why you very popularly call them as what? Midnight sun. And there is one country you call them as what? Land of midnight sun. Which country? Norway, my dear friends. Norway is very popularly called as land of midnight sun. See, not only Norway. Along with Norway, there are 8 countries. Even USA. Why USA if you ask me? Because of Alaska. Then Canada. Then Denmark. Again, why Denmark if you ask me? Because of Greenland. Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Russia. These are the 8 countries which experience this phenomena called as midnight sun. It means what? Not the entire country, not even a single country I have entirely confined to Arctic region. No. Part of these countries. They extend in Arctic region. So that's the reason, say, for example, they experience this phenomena. And Norway has taken the early bird advantage. Before others used to this name, Norway used to this name. Okay. Now, my dear friends, here, June 21st, I said some very important observation. Where exactly the sun's vertical rays is falling? Sun's exactly the vertical rays is falling over Tropic of Cancer. As I move north of equator, right? Anything which is placed north of equator is northern hemisphere. In northern hemisphere, any place you take it, length of the day is more than the length of night. Am I right? Length of day is more than the length of night. So that phenomena you call them as what? Summers. Am I right? Now if you go for southern hemisphere, see, as I move south of this equator, the length of the day slowly and steadily decreases. 12 hours at equator to 10.5 hours at Tropic of Capricorn. If it is 10.5 hours at Tropic of, 5 hours at Tropic of Capricorn, the length of night is what? 13.5 hours. See, my dear friends, night hours is more than the length of day. Winters. Over. And see the beauty. Arctic region, what we had is 24 hours of daylight. Antarctic region, what we are experiencing is just 0 hours of daylight. One place, sun is not going below the horizon. Sun is already there in the sky. Another place, what is happening? Sun is refusing to come out of this horizon. One place, sun is not setting. Another place, sun is not rising. Geography is a perfect subject of compensation. In one place there is a surplus, another place there will be a deficit. Okay, so very easily somewhere you can remember things as such. Okay, now having said this, my dear friends, right? 24 hours of daylight, here 24 hours of night. So only one thing I said, June 21st, just remember what happens to the northern hemisphere. I repeat again, only few points. Where sun's vertical rays falls, Tropic of Cancer. As we move north of equator, the length of the day increases. Right? Forget about how many hours everywhere, but one thing I understand, this day, entire Arctic region experienced 24 hours of daylight. Right? You call this phenomena as what? Midnight sun. What is midnight sun? Presence of sun even during the midnight in the sky. Okay, this is what I have to remember. My dear friends, if you remember June 21st, summer solstice, automatically you can remember for all other days. For example, if somebody is asking, okay, fine, with the same knowledge, tell me what exactly happens on December 22nd. Okay, winter solstice. And see, not necessarily that these days should happen only on, say, for example, when I said December or winter solstice, not necessarily only on December 22nd. Plus or minus one day is always possible. Okay, so don't be very strict. No, December 26 means December 26, not like that. One or one day, plus or minus is always acceptable. Now here, my dear friends, the sun's vertical rays is falling over what? Tropic of Capricorn, which is the southernmost limit, beyond which I will not experience sun's vertical rays. As I move north of equator, the length of the day slowly, steadily decreases. See here, June 21st, Arctic region, particularly if I take it, 24 hours of daylight. But see here, my dear friends, Arctic region on this day only 0 hours of daylight. Perfect compensation. Between seasons, there is a perfect compensation. That's the reason always we say, if you have surplus, do not get satisfied because always there comes a period of deficit. Always, right, start saving for the period of deficit, my dear friends. Be it in subject or life, philosophy is applicable. Okay. Always there is a compensation. All right. Again, see the compensation here. June 21st, Arctic region 0 hours of daylight, Antarctic region 24 hours of daylight. Always there is a compensation. Okay. Right. Winter solstice and summer solstice we have taken. And my dear friend, June 21st. When I said June 21st is a peak summer day, it is a peak summer day of Northern Hemisphere. Right?